Good evening. After decades or more of being cruel, cocky and even criminal, the banks and other financial giants finally got kneecapped by Canberra today. It's now threatening multi-billion-dollar fines if they continue to deceive and steal from their customers. It has been a disastrous week for the financial services sector, one of the worst ever, filled with sickening evidence at the Royal Commission. And that led to the boss of AMP quitting in disgrace this morning over the despicable actions of his company. Ursula Hager has the story.
His banking paycheck paid for big Sydney views. But AMP boss Craig Meller wasn't answering questions today, forced to resign for the corporation's misconduct and blatant lies.
That when you succeed, we succeed.
Meller is the first big scalp of the Royal Commission into banking, stepping down after one of his executives admitted AMP charged customers fees for services they didn't receive and repeatedly lied to the corporate watchdog.
It's clear that we preference the interests of shareholders in that exchange at the expense of clients.
It was also at the expense of complying with the law.
Absolutely.
Today it was Westpac's turn in the chair. Victim Jacqueline McDowell had already told the Commission, thanks to Westpac, she now doesn't have a home.
For them to do that to their customers is absolutely and utterly disgusting, and I hope no one ever has to go through it again.
What we're seeing is corporate greed play out.
Commonwealth Bank whistleblower Jeff Morrison saw from the inside just how far the banks would go. He says banking regulators have been asleep at the wheel.
If you had one institution doing this, that's a banking scandal. When it's the whole sector, that's a failure of regulation and a failure of government.
For their part, the government was today sending a message to the top end of town, vowing tougher penalties for corporations and their employees caught doing the wrong thing.
And it is no wonder that there are some corporations out there who might simply see penalties as the cost of doing business. Well, no more.
Under the new laws, individuals caught for serious corporate crimes could get hit with a fine of at least $945,000 or 10 years in jail. For corporations, it's a fine of $9.45 million or 10% of their annual turnover. For an institution such as the Commonwealth Bank, that would mean a penalty of $4.4 billion.
Misleading regulators about serious issues such as this is no victimless offence, and it won't carry a victimless penalty.
Of course, that's from a man who once called the Banking Royal Commission
a lawyer's picnic for 3 years costing $150 million is not going to get an answer for anyone.
Today, just 5 months after he said that, the head of one of Australia's biggest institutions is gone, and more could follow. Ursula Hager, 10 Eyewitness News.